Hi everyone, my name is Lexi, and today I am going to talk about something that is very fun for me to break down and analyze. And today we're going to talk about synastry or compatibility with astrology. So first of all, who am I? Because what do you have to say about astrology? Why do you know stuff about astrology? Okay, I'll let you know, I've been into astrology ever since I was 12 or 13, so it's been about 8 years of me studying astrology really in depth. I've given many readings to all of my friends, a lot of different people. I've given transit readings, synastry readings, so, I have some experience with this, and I just feel like it would be really helpful to put what I know out there. Also, just anybody who wants to know about compatibility and how you would even go about reading that. First off, let's start super basic. Let's not go too complex right away because, everyone gets so, I can't look at this. It's making my brain hurt. Let's just start with a very simple circle. So I got my little notepad here. I just drew a really ugly circle. But, that's how it starts, right? If you look at a birth chart, a basic birth chart, you see a circle, okay? And the reason I'm showing you this is because I just want you to know that this circle represents unity. It represents humanity. It represents everybody as a whole being connected, okay? So that's the very baseline of compatibility, is the fact that number one, we are all connected. And so just keep that in mind, okay? Very simple. That's where we're gonna start. All right, now that you know that, you know that we are all connected, a circle, it doesn't have any corners, it doesn't break off, it's all just one, right? Okay, now what we need to look at are the aspects. So what are aspects, okay? Aspects are what determine the dynamic between person A and person B, right? Because compatibility, we're going to have two different people. We're having person A and person B. Okay, so there's a line between person A and person B. An aspect is that line between them. Okay, so when you have a conjunction, I'm going to write this down. Conjunction, it really means 0 degrees. 0. Look at that, a circle, okay? Conjunction, oh my god, this is backwards. Just know this says conjunction equals 0 degrees, okay? That means there are two people who don't have a line between them. They are right in the same place, okay? So at a very basic form, a conjunction just means one and the same, right? A circle, we are all one. We are all one and the same. 0 is a circle. 0 degrees, conjunction, okay? Remember that. So that's how we need to start it off. Conjunction, when you have a conjunction with someone, it means their planet, let's say somebody has their sun at 5 degrees Taurus, and someone else has the same birthday as this person, and they also have 5 degrees Taurus sun. Okay, that means they have a 0 degree conjunction between their sun signs because it's on the same point. So I hope that makes some sort of sense, okay? And it just means that you are similar. You act in that same way. So whenever you have a conjunction with someone or multiple conjunctions with someone, you act alike in those ways, okay? So now let's look at another aspect. So we also have an opposition. I don't know why I'm writing this one. It's all just going to be backwards, but know that this says opposition. And an opposition equals 180 degrees. It's literally just a straight fucking line. Am I cursing in this video? Oh well. 180 degrees means, this person's sun at 5 degrees Taurus and this person B's sun, let's say person B's sun is not 5 degrees Taurus anymore. Let's say it's 5 degrees Scorpio, okay? Because Taurus and Scorpio are opposite signs. So now they're in opposition with each other, but they're on the same plane, right? So that's interesting because we went from one placement here with person A and another placement here with person B. This basically just means that you both are on the same path. Person A and person B are on the same path. And then there's this sign that says go left or go right, okay? And person A is gonna go left and person B is gonna go right. But they're on the same mindset. They're on the same field. They're on the same plane, but they just chose opposite directions. So they can have very loud arguments with each other. Where Taurus, for example, wants to be about abundance. And Scorpio is like, no, it's about destruction. Or you could say Taurus is about life. And Scorpio is about death. They are in the same field, right? They're talking about the same argument here. And it's a very loud argument because it directly opposes one another, okay? So just remember that. Now we have the square, okay? And the square is going to be 90 degrees. All right. So that's a square. It's 90 degrees. Basically, it's when... if you really took like a chart, it would actually make like a right angle, because if you know geometry, like right angle equals 90 degrees, right? So it would actually technically make that like L, and you see that there are lines, but none of the lines look like L's. They all look like straight lines, okay? But they're angled as if there was an L there, and then you just erased it to make that triangle, right? Like you just have that one line making that angle and you erased the 90-degree angle, but it's still 90 degrees, right? So they're 90 degrees away from each other. So geometrically speaking, that's how that makes sense. Symbolically, however, a square represents a conflict. You are both loud about being at disagreement with each other, okay? But it's not directly related like an opposition. So, for example, Taurus 5-degree sun is squaring a Leo 5-degree sun, okay? And so they're gonna make that square angle here. It'll probably look like that, okay? Basically what that represents is some sort of like loud argument. But it's not directly related. So then how is it related? Taurus is about life, abundance, enjoying the finer things in life, okay? Leo might understand wanting to enjoy the finer things in life, but because Leo is a fire sign, it likes to be louder and it likes to be more active and more impulsive, while Taurus might go about the finer things in life in a very more gradual way, like sensual, like let's enjoy this right now, okay? So it's still sort of about the same things, but it's just a different way of like going about it, okay? But that's not always true. A lot of the time, that's just one way to look at it. And sometimes it's literally just like, nope, you guys are completely not on the same page. Aries and Capricorn. One wants to have fun. Capricorn is all business and wants to be like strict. They're the parent. Aries is the child. Like it's something like that, right? They're very different, and it has like a loud argument. So next we're going to look at the trine, okay? The trine equals 120 degrees. All right. 120 degrees. This would be an example of, I keep using the same example. I'll use a different one this time just to switch it up. So let's say like Sagittarius 25 degrees and Aries 25 degrees. And let's just say like Sagittarius moon 25 degrees and Aries moon 25 degrees. Okay, we'll do moon signs this time. Okay, so those moon signs would be really compatible. They have a trine to each other. The way that they work inwardly is very similar, right? They both have optimism. They both want to take action and have adventures and feel really good when they're into action. So like that's how those moon signs operate, and they feel at home doing action-oriented things and feel really good about themselves. It builds their self-esteem to do that. So they relate to each other, and that's why they work well together. That's why they are compatible. So oftentimes, if you're looking at compatibility, I guess this is kind of the bottom line. you can't always say that a conjunction is going to be always compatible, because you know how something gets along with itself. It's like meeting your twin. It's like, you irritate the fuck out of me because I know exactly what you're like because I'm the same way. Or it could be the exact opposite. I love that we're the same way. You know, it could be like that. Same with opposition. Someone's the opposite of you, that could work really well, or it could be really bad. You could see how it goes that way. So you can't just say with those specific aspects, this is good or bad. It's not how that works. Square is always bad. But I will say it does add tension and it makes things interesting. So that's the upside of that. Okay, but the trine, however, is always good. But if you have a lot of trines with someone, it can be really fucking boring, right? And the same thing with a sextile. So a sextile is also a positive, and it's 60 degrees. A sextile is also, I don't know why I'm writing all of this when you can't even see it. Like, it's so dumb. But okay, a sextile is also really positive. Usually it means like Aries and Aquarius, or like Capricorn and Scorpio, you know, just like signs that are in different elements that complement one another. So earth and water, or fire and air. Okay. Now we could talk about elements, but I don't want to get to that just yet, because it doesn't always resonate with the aspects. All right. So it's not always going to be true just because someone is a fire sign that they're going to be compatible with you if you're a fire sign. Like, I can't just say that that's the bottom line. But the sextile is another free-flowing aspect, okay? Trine is usually the same element getting along with itself. So like Aries and Sagittarius moon signs, like I gave that example. So then a sextile would be like, oh, I don't know, like Venus in Cancer, and someone's Mars is in, let's say Virgo. I'm like trying to think so hard of combinations. Okay, anyway. So like Cancer and Virgo, they would make a sextile if like someone's Venus was 10 degrees Cancer and someone's Mars was like 10 degrees Virgo. That's a sextile. That means compatible. That means someone's love language is responding well to someone's looks and like what they look for in a relationship, or what they look for in people just in general. So there's some compatibility there physically and romantically, or just in a friendship way, and like how someone is supporting their friend. You know, you can look at that in so many different ways. It depends on the dynamic. If you came to me and you were like, can you read my friendship chart with this person? I'd read Venus a lot differently. I'd read Mars a lot differently than how I would read it if it was somebody who was like romantically involved, okay? So you have to keep that in mind. It's not always going to represent one specific thing. I'm not going to go too much into that right now, however. So those are the basic building blocks of astrology in terms of aspects and compatibility. Trines and sextiles, always compatible. Squares, always incompatible. Opposition could go either way. Conjunction could go either way, but they're the most intense. And they're the most telling of like how someone is going to affect you in a dynamic, okay? So on a very basic level, that's what I would say. I think I want to leave it there, but I'll come back to a lot of the points I touched in part 2. Okay, bye.